guys are cool, right? Well, don't tell my mom, but this week I took a little look at the hazy world of cannabis culture. Weed, cannabis, bush, kush, Lillian Gish, Morigano, crazy pesto, Bambi, Bamba, Bambino, I don't even know. My personal favorite, Canadian tobacco. In Australia, laws for medical cannabis are starting to open up, but still remain painfully conservative. Where does the Australian public stand?
It just takes the law, Parliament, to catch up with what the people's attitudes are. Silly old politicians, these middle-aged men running the place.
Not like you.
Oh, I'm beyond middle-aged.
I think all drugs should be decriminalised.
Oh, right on. On a scale of bacon to season 3 of Rick and Morty, how stoned are you right now?
We're definitely looking at Rick and Morty right now.
To learn more, I sat down with creator of ThomasTheDankEngine.com. Tom smokes and vapes, but he also uses cannabis oil to treat his depression, aches, and epilepsy. So how many seizures were you having and how many seizures are you having now?
The absences, like I said, got up to sort of 50 a day at one point. The tonic-clonic seizures at one point, it was sort of one every week or two.
And now?
And now it's generally months in between. It started when my partner sort of got me smoking instead of drinking, which made a huge difference to my epilepsy. When we moved to oil was when we were living in Brisbane. They recalled one of my medications and that got really scary. So we drove south of the border to Nimbin and we found some help. Nimbin,
where dreams come true. Can I ask you what you think about the recent legalization of cannabis oil for medicinal use in Victoria?
I think it was a really weak step. There are so many more people who need it as well. Like the amount that it treats, it needs to be less of just this tiny little control group.
37 people under the age of 18 have access to cannabis in Victoria.
Greg Chip is CEO of Drug Policy Australia, a registered NGO that promotes harm reduction drug policies.
The current approach of criminalising people isn't working. Not only have 135,000 Australians been charged with drug offences last year, 2 million Australians, 10% of Australians, use cannabis regularly. In 1985, Bob Hawke proposed some very radical moves that are credited with saving tens of thousands of lives until little Johnny Fuckface Howard, the Prime Minister of Australia, and I say that with passion and anger because he is responsible for the deaths of young Australians. He implemented a tough-on-drug strategy in 1995, and the tough-on-drug strategy we still live with today.
Why do you think Australia lags in social issues?
I think laziness. I think it comes down to absolute apathy.
Did you hear that, Australia? A stoner is calling you apathetic. That's a problem. It's time to stop getting our highs from caffeine, booze, and fatty foods.
So honestly, there's really no negative aspects. I think everyone should write to their local MP and just push the issue.
It's time to light a fire under this issue, but what's holding us back?
Suited men with ties.
And our thanks to Tom, who's in the audience tonight. Tom.
This is really happening, Tom.